Hi everyone, welcome to Inside and Out Yoga and Meditation, where every day we help you reach your highest potential inside and out. I'm Emily and I'll be your yoga instructor. Today we have a nice kind of short practice that's going to hopefully help us connect with ourself and our truth and our true self. So let's get going. All right, everyone, come into whatever comfortable seat fits you best today. I'm going to sit cross-legged, but that doesn't have to be how you sit. And when you arrive, just gently let your palms come to your thighs. Maybe close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And start to deepen the breath, coming into the moment, coming into yourself, coming into the breath. We've been letting poetry inspire us this whole month for our practices. So today we'll be guided by a Mark Nepo poem. Let nothing dissuade you from seeing what you see, or feeling the wind that make you want to dance alone or go where no one has yet to go. You are the only explorer, your heart the unreadable compass, your soul the shore of a promise too great to be ignored. Now I see written all over that poem, live your truth. Live who you are. Follow your heart. All that good stuff. So we're going to try to tap into that today because that can be difficult a lot of the times. Either we're distracted by other things and we don't even recognize our own truth, or we shove it down because we don't think it complies with the world around us. But then how can we live a joyous life if we're not being our true selves? If your eyes aren't already closed, just take a short moment to close them now and really let that sink in. Maybe something comes up for you that you'd like to focus on in your practice today. Maybe nothing does, and that's perfectly fine. We'll take a deep cleansing breath together to get our practice started. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Gently let your eyes open. And we'll come to a tabletop position. Letting the hands be beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Rooting down through the tops of the feet, spreading those fingertips wide, pressing the earth away. On an inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, and exhale, drop the neck, round through the spine, cat pose. Inhale, arching the spine, dropping the belly, really opening the chest. Maybe see what it's like to look up today, opening the throat area as well. And exhale, rounding through the spine, curling that neck, tucking the chin. And you can begin to find freedom in this movement, taking it as fast or slow as you like. I definitely encourage you to see what it feels like to look up when you come to your cow pose and really tuck the chin in your cat pose. You can even take some circles if that feels good for you. If you take circles in one direction, take them in the other as well. We'll come to stillness, right back to our tabletop position. Keep the right knee on the earth, high pancake, and swing the calf behind you, keeping the right arm on the earth as well. Straighten the left leg, rooting down through the left foot, and open up the left arm to the sky, stargazer pose. A nice long line from your armpit all the way down to the left edge of your foot. Maybe you look up. And exhale, bring it back down, coming to your tabletop. And we'll switch to the other side. Swinging that left calf to the left side of the mat, letting the right leg come out long, rooting through the whole right foot, rooting down through the left palm. Open up the right hand to the sky, really opening up the chest and the upper body. And letting the right arm swing back down and coming to your tabletop, tucking the toes and lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just finding the position of your dog that's comfortable for you, experimenting with bending the knees, really pushing through the palms, rolling the shoulder blades down the back, lifting the heels, letting them fall back down. Really just play here. When you find a comfortable position, find stillness, and that can be heels to the earth, heels lifted, bent knees, really whatever feels good. On an inhale, raise your right leg to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms and lower that back knee down. Untuck the back toes and rise, arms to frame the ears, crescent lunge. You can stay here, or you can see what it's like to clasp the hands behind the back, really opening up through the chest, through that front body. If it feels good for you, you can really lean into that left hip flexor, but really bending through that right knee, or you can just stay upright. Maybe you look up, drawing the hands down the back leg just a bit. Come back up, unclasp the hands, and bring them to frame the front foot. Planting the palms, tucking the toes, stepping the right foot back to a plank pose, lowering all the way down, untucking the toes, letting the forearms come to the earth, Sphinx pose, really opening up the chest a little more than we would do in baby cobra. Maybe you look up, opening up that throat. And come back down, bring the palms on either side of the ribs, tuck the toes, come up and back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, raise the left leg to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms, lower that back knee, untuck the toes, arms rise to frame the ears, crescent lunge. Finding your base here, really rooting down through the front big toe before experimenting with clasping, finding the opposite thumb on top, a little mental yoga, if you will. Maybe draw the hands down the back leg, opening up the chest and throat, looking up, breathing, coming back to a tall spine, letting the clasp go, and bringing the hands to frame the front foot, tucking the back toes, sending the left foot to meet the right, plank pose, lowering all the way down. And coming up to those forearms, untucking the toes, rooting down through the tops of the feet. Sphinx pose, maybe you look up. And if any of the times where I say maybe you look up bothers your neck, don't do it, right? We never want to cause tension or pain. Let it go, coming back down to the earth, bringing the hands on either side of the ribs, and bringing the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward between the palms. Spin that back heel down. Left arm guides us up and open. Warrior two. Really bending through that front knee. Arms to parallel. A nice open, proud chest, right? Breathe here. Left arm will sweep to the front. Pivot on the back leg. You might have to heel toe the front foot to the side a little bit. We find our warrior one. And it doesn't have to be a smooth transition, right? You can be kind of playing with your feet, finding where they need to be. Arms to frame the ears, finding that nice long spine. Similar to our crescent lunge that we were just in, except risen. Clasp the hands behind the back if that's available to you. Draw the hands down the back leg. Maybe you look up. And then dive forward, keeping the clasp or simply winging the arms out behind you. Diving to the inside of the right leg, devotional warrior. Keeping an active leg, activating the glute, even the core. Left arm guides you up and all the way back. Peaceful warrior. Legs return to a more warrior two style with the left toes pointing to the left side of the mat. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Step back to a plank pose. Raise the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes to sky. Exhale, step it forward. Spin that back heel down. Right arm guides us up and open. Warrior two. Finding the length in the spine here. Finding the strength in the core, the root in the feet. Right arm sweeps forward. Hips come to parallel. Adjusting the feet as you need. The right toes will face the upper right corner of your mat. And really the key here is getting those hips to point forward. So really drawing the left hip crease back. Maybe you need to bend that back leg, that's okay. Maybe you need to shorten your stance, that's okay. Clasp the hands behind the back, opposite thumb on top. Really drawing the arms down. And if this isn't comfortable for you, you can wing the arms back right here. Even if your arms are winged, look up. Find an arch in the spine. And exhale, let it go, diving forward, devotional warrior, inside of the left leg. Firing through that back leg, rooting through the outer edge of the back foot. Right arm guides us up and all the way back. Peaceful warrior, left arm comes up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to frame that front foot. Step to a plank pose. And hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll build on that just a bit. Inhale the right leg to sky. Exhale, step it forward. Spin the back heel down. Left arm guides us up and open. Warrior two, right toes to the front of the mat. Finding a moment of stillness. Left arm sweeps front. Adjust through the feet. Land in your warrior one. Finding the length in your spine before clasping the hands behind the back, drawing them down, opening up through the chest, through the throat, maybe looking up, and exhaling, diving forward, keeping the clasp or letting it go, devotional warrior. If you still have the clasp, let it go, and the left arm will guide you up and all the way back. Peaceful warrior, right arm comes over the ear. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Stay. Low lunge. Left heel will be off of the earth. Plant the left palm. Raise the right arm to sky. Low lunge twist. Really drawing that right hip crease back. Root down through that left palm. Spin on to the edge of the left foot. Send the right foot to meet it. Side plank. You can stagger the feet. You can let the left shin come down for a supported side plank. Wherever you need to be, arrive there. Finding your strength. Maybe you look up at the right palm. When you're ready, step the right foot behind you, keeping it bent, and spin open as if you're going to come into a back bend, but don't. Rock star pose, opening up through the chest. Left leg is long. And then however many motions it takes for you to get there, spin back so the right arm and both feet come to the earth for a plank pose. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We just have one more side, and I know you can do it. Even if your mind is telling you you can't, that is definitely not your truth. Dig deeper, right? That's what we got to do. Always dig a little deeper, as Princess Tiana would say. Inhale the left leg to sky. Step it forward. Spin that back heel down. Right arm guides us up and open. Warrior two. Pivot on the back foot as the right arm comes to frame the ear, both ears. Both arms, both ears. Warrior one. Feeling your core fire up. Clasp the hands behind the back, opposite thumb on top. Draw the hands down the back leg, opening up the throat, finding our truth, letting it be free, and diving forward, devotional warrior. With or without the clasp. Unclasp your hands if you have them. Right arm sweeps all the way back, left arm follows, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, low lunge. Plant that right palm. Left arm comes open to the sky for a twist. Keeping active in both legs. Really rooting down through that right palm. You can even look down if you need. Spin onto the edge of the right foot. Shoot that left foot back however many steps it takes you to get there. Side plank. Finding your strength, right? Because it takes strength to find and accept our own truths, right? Step the left foot behind you, bending it, keeping the right leg straight, and let the left arm come over your face. Rockstar pose. This is a challenging one. So you can even pause and take as many tries as you need. Flip on over, coming to a plank pose, bringing the left hand and foot back to the earth and lower all the way down. Send the hips back, child's pose. It could be a wide-legged child's pose. It could be a more narrow child's pose, whatever you need. Inching the hands forward, letting the forehead come to the earth. Maybe rocking the forehead side to side. Really opening up that side body. Slowly roll up to a seat. And then come to sit on your butt with your legs out nice and long. Finding a tall spine here. Toes pointing to the sky. You can crawl your hands forward over both legs gently, only as far as you go. Maybe you have the hands resting on the shins. Maybe you grab the outer edges of the feet or the toes. Wherever you are, tuck the chin and fold. Breathing here. Maybe closing the eyes as we start to calm the practice and bring it to a close. Slowly roll back up to a seat. Come to lie on your back, feet planted, knees pointing to the sky. Bring your heels in so you can tickle the backs of your feet with your hands. And let the hands come to either side of the hips, really spreading the fingertips wide. Press down through the feet and lift the hips up, bridge pose. Your chin will automatically tuck. You don't even have to do anything. Feeling like there's a string that's trying to pull your heels towards your head. Breathing here. You can even have the eyes closed now. Gently lower the hips back down. We'll take that one more time. Really rooting down through the big toes. On your next exhale, fire up the feet and lift the hips. Maybe this time you clasp the hands behind the back, inching the shoulders inward. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just take a nice regular bridge. Be where you are.
Don't force anything. Unclasp the hands if you have them and slowly roll down the spine. Bring the feet as wide as the mat so the knees knock in together. Let the hands just fall where they may, maybe palms to face the sky. Already starting to find release. If your eyes aren't already closed, maybe you flutter them closed now. Let one leg go long and the other leg. And find Shavasana. Letting the practice go, even not trying to tap into anything now, right? That's what we were doing before. Now is the time to just let it sink in on its own. Make no efforts. Just be and breathe. I'm going to stop talking for just a moment so you can have time with yourself, but trust that I am still here and we will finish our practices together. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, please do so. There's never a rush from me. If you are ready, though I do encourage you to stay longer, you can step your feet in one at a time and roll over onto whatever side just feels natural, and use the opposite palm to bring you up to a seat. Maybe your eyes remain closed so you can stay with yourself. Let nothing dissuade you from seeing what you see or feeling the winds that make you want to dance alone or go where no one has yet to go. You are the only explorer, your heart the unreadable compass, your soul the shore of a promise too great to be ignored. Finding and living and being our true selves is probably one of the most difficult things we have to do, our biggest challenge. But if we let no one dissuade us from following our heart's unreadable compass or letting the wind take us where it may, allowing ourselves to just live in our truth, not force anything, not judge anything. Maybe we can just live a happier life. You never know. And try it and see what happens, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.